Hello everyone, welcome to lecture 10, and here we're going to basically see how the IPv4 addressing works. So we're going to go through the various structures and formats that the IPv4 address has, and then the types of addresses, and finally see what the specific addresses mean and a little bit of classful IP addressing. So starting with the anatomy of IPv4, so each device has a unique IP address, as we have told you before, that all the devices in a network participating in the internet needs an IP address so that we are able to identify them uniquely. Okay, so these IP addresses have a total length of 32 bits, and each packet has a source address and a destination address, right? So we have seen that as well. So these 32 bits are always fixed. Okay, so in a computer we set this IP address, we go to the network settings and whatnot, and then send the IPv4 properties as per what's shown here, like this. So 192.168.1.5, and then we have the subnet mask, default gateway, and whatnot. We're going to understand what they are soon. All right, so here we're to explain the structure of the IP address. So in a dotted representation, there are these what do you say, all these 32 bits are divided into 4 parts, each carrying 8 bits, right? So when representing in decimal, we introduce dots. Okay, this is for human understanding. Now you have to understand this 32 bits is a single string in that packet. We don't, the packets or the network layer does not put dots here, right? So this is a continuous 32-bit string. We introduce dots so that it's easier for us humans to understand, right? So when writing in binary, putting a dot is only because you have to understand, and there is no significance in the machine level. There is no dots there. It's a continuous string of 32 bits. Okay, so these are separated by dots, 3 dots. So there is a network part. So an IP address is divided into 2 parts. So there's the network part, and then there is the host part. We're going to understand soon why we need this, but yeah, basically an IP address has it carries 2 informations, right? And finally, as I have said before, there are 32 bits, and these 32 bits are all divided into 8 bits, groups of 8 bits. So there are a total of 4 groups, and each of this group is called an octet, right? So there are 4 octets in this thing. So this is a DLD concept. So how to add the binary numbers. So because all of them are in binary, as you can see, so the exponential form is 2 to the power 0, 2 to the power 1, and whatnot, and it goes till 2 to the power 7, and their corresponding values are given in the second one. And if it's 111, if the binary string is 111.1.0.1.0.1, so we multiply these two, right? So because it's 1, we have to multiply this 2, and we put this we multiply this 2 and then put the value here. So 1 into 1 it's 1, 4 into 1 is 4, and 2 into 0 is 0, 8 into 0 is 0, and you get the idea, right? And then we add it to get 245. So this is how you convert from binary to decimal numbers, and from decimal to binary you can just use your calculator to do that. So this is not a daily course that you have to calculate this manually. You can just directly use your calculator to convert between decimal and binary numbers. Now, networks and hosts. So as I said, the IP address has 2 parts, right? The network part and the host part. So the network part basically identifies a whole network. For example, Brac is a network, right? So you can access the TSL from anywhere if you're in Brac, right? So it's basically possible because Brac is one single LAN, and a LAN is under a single network, for example. So each interface of a router, so this interface, and this interface are all on different networks. So routers break up network domains. So each interface of a router is a separate network. So this router has 3 networks. So this one, this whole big one, this one, and this one, right? So as you can see on the table left, so since these 3 are, this is in a network, so this is the first network, right? Now, as you can see, there are 2 hosts but a third IP came along, right? So this third IP is of this interface. So this interface belongs to this network as well. This is part of this LAN. This interface is also known as the default gateway, right? So why? Because the packets, the PCs, these packets needs to be routed. Now PC cannot route packets, right? They need to send this packet to a router to be able to be routed. So what this PC does is it has a default gateway. It basically says that, hey, if you need your packet to be routed, send this packet to that particular place. So this basically sends this packet to this port, and then the router gets this packet and starts to route to the destination, right? So that's the default gateway. Now similarly, the other two interfaces, so these two have more, and then there is the third, what do you say, the third network, right? Now this network has two parts, as I said, the network and the host part. Now if you notice the yellow networks, the first part, this one, is same for all. The second network has all two. The third network has all three. So a network, to represent a single network, all the PCs in a single network must have the same network portion, right? It cannot be different. So 1 means all of them are 1. So if I have another IP address 1.4, it means that it belongs to this LAN, not this LAN. All right. So if there is 2.3, it means it belongs to this one, not any other LAN, something like that. So the network identifies the to which network this packet belongs to. So if it's Brac, so the network portion always has to match the network address of the Brac university. We're going to soon see how to identify these network addresses and whatnot. So just sit tight. And the host part is the host, which actually identifies the PC. So say Brac has a lot of computers and whatnot, right? So the network part, say 172.16. This is the Brac network address, right? Now there's the host. So 1.2, this part uniquely identifies a host, and this is the Brac, and this is the host, right? So all the computers in Brac, if it belongs to Brac, all the IPs of the computers will begin with 172.16, but these last two parts will differ in each case. Okay, so here we have already said that. So always the network bits are not always on the left side, on the MSB side. So from the start to some portion, it will never start from the right side. It's always from the MSB to goes towards the LSB, and it goes till we tell it to go. All right. Again, we're going to learn how to do that soon. So in another word, you can say a network can be defined as a group of hosts that have identical bit patterns in the network address portion of their address, right? So here, as you can see, these three computers all have the same network portion but different host portion, right? So if you notice, we are always like breaking off at the 24th bit, right here. So don't bother about it. For by default, hold it as 24 bits right now. We are going to soon know why it's 24 bits and whatnot, right? All right. So the host portion, the title is wrong. So the host portion is the rest of the IP addresses. So since the first 24 bits are networks, the last 8-bit is the host. If it was such that the first 16 bits are network, this means the other 16-bit is host. If 8 was the network bit, this means the rest of the 24 is the host part. All right. So yeah, something like that. So the addition of this network portion and host portion would result to having 32 bits. Okay. So as you can see here, I have identified those. So the network port is here, the destination, the host port is here as well. Now we come into the prefix mask, right? So remember how I just identified that the first 24 bits are of network and the others are the host. So just seeing the IP address, there is no way of telling that which part is the network, how many bits are for network and how many bits are for host. So hence we bring in the prefix mask. So as you can see on this line, we have an IP address 192.168.10.2, and then using a slash we added 24. So this 24 signifies that the first 24 bits are of network and the rest of them are what do you say, host. So if it was 192.168.1.0/16, it means 16 bits are of network and the rest of the 16 bits are of host. So we have to configure this in when setting our IP address of our computers. So the first field was IP address, and the second field, as you can see, is the subnet mask, and we put in this number, right? We're going to soon understand how this number is generated. All right, so there's the more subnet mask and whatnot. So this prefix length, this /16/24, this cannot be set in a computer. We cannot set /24. As you can see, the subnet mask has a different format, right? So the format is similar to the IP address, if you notice, right? So it has 4 parts. So the subnet mask is the other form of prefix length. So the prefix length is when we write it in slash notation. This is called the prefix length or the prefix mask. And when we convert it to an IP address format, it's called the subnet mask. All right. So here we're going to see what subnet mask is. So the prefix mask and the subnet mask are different ways of representing the same information, as I have said. So a prefix mask of 24 means 255, 255, 250. If it's 16, it's 255, 255, and if it's 8, it's 255 and then 3 zeros. Now, how does this conversion work? So a subnet mask has the same format as an IP address. So a subnet mask has 32 bits, and it is broken down into 4 octets. So each octet has 8 bits, right? Now, when I write /24, it means that the first 24 MSB of subnet mask is a continuous string of 1. So here's /24, right? So if you notice, all of these are 8. This 8 is 1, this 8 is 1, right? So in 3 into 8 is 24. So since it's 24 ones, and the rest of them are host part, so the host part is 0 here. Now if I convert 8 ones into decimal, it gets converted to 255. Then again 8 ones, 255, 255, 0. Now let's do an example right here. So say it's /17. Okay, so since it's /17, it means the first 17 bits are 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and the others would be 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sorry, I'm out of space. More 8s, right? So if I convert this, it results to 255. So this results to 255 as well. And if I convert this group, it results to 128, and this results to 0. So the subnet mask for /17 is 255, 255, 128, 0. Again, these zeros I'm putting and these dots I'm putting, this is for my understanding. All right. So the packets, the machines don't see these dots. They see just this whole string as a single string of 32 bits. So there are some exercises here. You guys can complete these on your own. Just let me know if there's any questions or something like that, right? Anyway, so ending this thing. So why do we need subnet mask, right? So as I said, to identify the network portion of an IP address. Now when a packet is sent from a place to another place, say from a host to destination, it doesn't, the routers is there, you don't I'm sorry, for example, you're on an Uber, right? Now to the Uber driver, you're like, I want to go to the Motichil, I want to go to Motichil, or I want to go to road 4 of Uttar or something like that, right? Sector 4 or road 4 or something like that. You're not like I'm going to go to the 3rd floor of that certain building and then enter that certain room, right? So the routers doesn't want to know exactly which process you're going to go to or which host you're going to. It's going to just ask you like where you want to go to, which network you want to go, right? So it has to, the routers need to identify this network addresses. Now when we do AND, so as you can see here, so if you AND 0 and 0, it's 0. When you AND 1 and 0, it's still 0. When you AND 1 and 1, it's 1. And when you AND 0 and 1, it's 0. I mistook the order. Anyway, you get the idea. So seeing at these two informations, the lower to 1, this 2. So when you AND with 1, the result is the value that was given, right? So this is how the routers extract the network addresses from the IP address, right? So as you can see, so this is the IP address that it's trying to visit, 135.15.2.1, but the router is like, I don't care to which host you're going, just tell me what to which network you're going, right? So the subnet mask is here. So the router is like, yep, I need to take care of this bits that have 1. So 255.255 means it's a subnet mask of 1. All right. So 1 and 1, if you AND them, it's 1. 0 and 1, and you AND them, it's 1. It's it's 0. And it's 0, and you get the idea. You go till this point, and then if you AND 0 with anything, it's fully 0, right? So if you see the result, see this part, this and this is the same, but this became 0 because the routers don't care about the host part. It only cares about the network because it needs to take you to the network, not the host. Okay, so as I have explained, why AND? So routers using AND process to determine the route a packet will take. The network number of the destination address is used to find the network in the routing table. So the routing table of the router actually has all the network addresses, right? So it has this thing, so 192.168.0.0/24, then 1.2.3.4/24, sorry, 0/24, and say it goes out through F00, it goes out through F01. These are port numbers. Instead of writing 1, 2, 3, I'm writing their names. So if a packet now comes to 192.168.0.100, this matches with this one, right? Because this first 3 and this first 3 matches, right? So it's going to send out the packet through F00. So this is it for this burst. See you on the next one.